Alright, recently there was a semi-large update that actually added 5 new maps to the game. Usually an update like this would require a brand new movement config, but it actually doesn't, which is good news. So why am I making a config video if we don't need a new config? Well, the first thing is this thing called YouTube description line spacing. So basically what happens is if I take my config and put it into a YouTube description, the line spacing gets pretty messed up. And that makes it so that when you copy my config from the description, it's pretty messed up. And that's why we're going to be using a brand new Steam guide. And if you're in my Discord, discord.gg/trip, by the way, then you would know that I actually made this Steam guide last night. You know what else I made last night? This collaboration with Skin Club. On Skin Club, you can open some pretty cool cases. And if you don't like what you unbox, you can just go straight to the upgrade section and upgrade it for something that you actually like. And in case you get bored of losing your money on your own, invite one of your friends to a case battle so you can suffer together. If you feel like depositing some skins, you can do that, or you can deposit with crypto, banks, PayPal, and a ton of other ways. I would appreciate it if you use my code TRIP, or just open the link in the description. Thanks, guys. Now, once you click the link in the description to the Steam guide, you have basically everything that you need. Now, just in case if you don't know how to set up a config, I'm just going to quickly teach you. You need to go to this file path. If you don't know how to get there, it's pretty simple. You just open Steam, right-click on CS2, manage, and then browse local files. Double-click on game, double-click on CSGO, and then double-click on CFG. If you already have an auto-exec, that's perfect, you should open it. But if you don't, you just go over here, click new, and then text document. Now, while you're renaming the file, you should see .txt afterwards. If you don't see that, quickly navigate to the top of the window. Click here on view. It should give you a drop-down, and then you want to click here on file name extensions. Enable that. Now, go back and then rename your config, probably to autoexec.cfg, and then you press yes here. So then you open up the Steam guide that I put into the description, and then you copy the things that you need. I recommend just copying all of LJ, putting that into there, and then you scroll down, copy the MJ bind. You can use the one key MJ bind or the scroll MJ bind, both work quite well. Then you can scroll down even further, get the jump bug bind, and there you go. Now you have everything, and you can obviously bind these to whatever the frick you want. Now in the LJ section, I didn't bind the LJ because if you scrolled further down, you would see that I actually have something for binding the LJ between LJ right and LJ left. Now if you don't know what this is, you should really just watch my LJ tutorial. However, if you did watch my LJ tutorial, this version of the bind is better because it actually has an indicator. That being, if it's on LJ left, it switches your hand to the left hand. If it's on LJ right, it switches your hand to the right hand. So you always know which way your LJ is set to. Also on the Steam guide, I put a ton of miscellaneous stuff in there that I use. Like, for example, I have an infinite inspect key where basically when I press F, it will inspect forever. So I can infinitely roll the deagle. I have another thing set up where basically when I press tab, it hides everything but the crosshair and the kill feed, so it hides all the stupid stuff at the bottom. I hate the cards. The cards are stupid. They're dumb. They were cool for about 15 minutes in the beta on Dust 2, and now it's just boring and useless and takes up space. So yeah, I have a bind to hide that. Also, I know that a lot of people are trying to grow their YouTube channels with config videos, and I think that's cool. I think that's pretty sick, but just make sure that you have the most up-to-date versions of the config. And if you want, you can just link to the Steam guide in your video. So you make your config video and you just link my Steam guide. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. It's always going to have the most up-to-date binds, even if they change it for some reason. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you all, and goodbye.